Hello, Alphabet Corp, child molesters. Hello. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, he put a reference to us in the title, and if we talk about it, they'll all know. Yes, if you complain about the title of this video, everyone knows you are therefore convicted in the public court, buddy. Jesus Christ, what the fuck are you doing? God, you're fucking stupid. Fuck off. Now, before you read this link, wow, you're so skilled, Mr. Google pedophile, you're so skilled. Before you read this link, I want you to remember, before you read this link, Chinese people do not use chopsticks or eat rice, and Africans don't wear the grass skirts, or not grass skirts, but African style clothes. It's so fucking ridiculous what they're showing us here. So, if you're a pedophile that works for Alphabet Corp, nice to see you too, pussy. Jesus, you people get upset. I've now been at this, 8 fucking minutes straight. And don't worry, in about 10 seconds, I won't have sound. I already know. You're good. You got one weapon, and you're gonna. The only thing you know how to do is touch kids, so you can't stop that either, can you? Want to hear stupid?
We know with respect to age,
Want to hear stupid?
not recommend people over age 64. So
it doesn't
we're doing
work.
Based on the AstraZeneca vaccine coming into the mix. So,
remember, every single person that they've got out of these long-term care homes, they had somebody else sign consent. Someone else who is not educated as to disease or cleanliness or any other goddamn thing decided for them to get it. The same people that abandoned their family in these long-term care homes. All of a sudden, when the rule said you can't come in without wearing a mask and washing your hands, oh, I have to come in. I want to see them now. You didn't visit them for fucking years. As soon as you thought you could make them sick and kill them off, and make it seem like the government victimized you, it turns out the government don't run your fucking long-term care home, does it?
Willie Mosler Health Center in Brandon is the latest to open up its
Willie Mosler!
Brandon Mayor Patrick Brown says it made sense to move ahead of the provincial booking system since they have a vaccine supply.
There's been a massive uptake. Our seniors have been very eager to get vaccinated.
Well, they have.
Can't wait until we can get more supplies.
Our seniors, the ones in our partner that belong to us.
Willie Mosler. As for today's numbers, Ontario reported 966 cases, new cases of COVID-19 with nearly 31,000 tests.
Our seniors. But he owns them all. Whatever money you get from them belongs to him.
Even seem friendly, but the city is out with a reminder today. You should avoid
Listen.
Douglas joins us from Hyde Park with the reason why.
Calls to the city about sick raccoons went up by 3 times.
Sick raccoons.
The year before, from about 4,100 calls to 13,700.
They ruined the roof. They went in. They want to go out. They think it's their house.
Listen.
Calls about scratches.
Oh, they clipped it. That reads. They think it's their house. Everywhere, ruin it, and poop. Oh, okay. What are you talking about? How are they in your fucking house, stupid?
So the raccoons are free to roam
Raccoons
around.
will never come in your fucking house unless you're fucking retarded.
Spending more time outdoors, so they encounter more
No,
raccoons.
no,
A full
no,
list of safety
no.
recommendations from
Right.
the city
You're in the house all day is why the raccoons are out more about during the day, and then because when you're out for longer is why you see them more. No, there's no increase in raccoon traffic whatsoever. You want to know how I know? They eat garbage. And all you people are broke. What food are you throwing up, stupid? So
by the afternoon, 680 meteorologist.
They left out the coyotes. So apparently we haven't had a wild animal rabies case in the GTA since '97, which I couldn't have told you that. But as soon as they say that, I seem to remember it. There's a girl in Hamilton, was it not?
The temperature drops once again below the freezing mark on Thursday. Sorry.
The raccoon-proof green bin doesn't work anymore. Guess what, stupid? It never worked. I had to put bricks on top of it. Guess what? That's not keeping the raccoons out.
For others, it can become a barrier, and that's why Toronto Public Libraries are doing away with overdue fees for kids under 12.
Because people have different perspectives.
Because these niggers are so goddamn poor, they can't afford 5 cents.
And the result could be a disconnection between those children who need it the
No,
most
there's not.
and their libraries
You're tripping.
in their local neighborhoods. And we
You're
want to make sure
tripping.
that we are making
You're
these
tripping
libraries
because they never
accessible
collect the
for
money.
everyone,
So
without
they're making this up.
The library also
Now,
plans to
next
remove
year-
overdue fines for teens and adults next year.
Teens and adults. Hold on.
Are making a move at midnight.
680 News Time, 8:09.
News is always changing.
So they changed the city government so many times since I've been a kid. At one point, so if I remember correctly, at like 8 years old, I had a paper library card, and then at like a couple years older, I got a plastic one.
Second Harvest is feeding
That's
the
not
need
much
by
help.
setting the goal of providing 1 million meals to hungry families impacted by COVID. And we need your help achieving it. Give today at Feeding the
Remember these
Needs
assholes?
and the Daniels
Pure garbage in a
Foundation
can that you can't open with a standard swing-away can opener? Remember these assholes? That phone, that's y'all pull up in. It's not for eating, it's to put on the shelf to make yourself feel good about going to heaven for helping these poor dumb niggers, right?
Now the 680 News gas price update and says price of gas will not change.
Well, I don't
at
throw the cans
midnight.
away. You don't
Staying
like
at
my hat?
24.9 cents a liter at most GTA stations. Coming up in 60 seconds, traffic and weather together on the ones.
This is 680 News.
Experience the open spaces and perennial prestige of the Uplands community in
I'm gonna be
Thornhill at 81.
I'm gonna be playing Mr. Dress Up in this video. Why does it keep cutting in and out? Like now the video cuts in and out. You guys are fucking pathetic. You're mad that everybody knows you employ pedophiles, and you would sooner keep employing them than have to pay them severance, right? And you won't help the government arrest them for some reason, even though you are the biggest tech company in the world. Right.
Young, forever young. Book your appointment now at 8188young.com.
Yeah, we're getting to the bottom of this too. I know everybody likes to keep us down at the bottom, and bro, you think because I don't come out there, I can't. You all get it very confused. What are you dipping these in? You might as well dip them in gasoline, you fucking asshole. By the way, if you didn't dip them in gasoline, why would you dip them in flame retardant? I know there's flame retardant in it. There's a spot here, here, and here, apparently, because these are the white people's native cigarettes off the reserve. Right. It's like the light filter with the fucking white. Yeah, these aren't really ours. Now you're gonna watch it go out again while I'm hauling on it. Watch. So I have weed. Yeah, they've got so much stupid shit going on the news today.
Dry this evening by the early
What the one car sort of reached up and put its wheels on top of the other car. This is how the fucking traffic guy explains physics. The Ford government is going to regulate tow trucks. No, you're not, stupid. No, you're not. What exactly are you going to regulate? Articulated vehicles? That's already regulated. Air brakes? What exactly? Vehicles over a certain weight? You realize you are not allowed to rewrite the rules about people. What's the word? Not employed. I forget the word I'm looking for. Engaged in clearing the King's Highway. You're not going to change those rules. Oh, we're going to set it up so that only one company can work each section of the highway. Oh, that's helpful. That's going to eliminate the highway robbery from the 90s. And somehow you're going to get companies to pay money to bid on those. That's not going to work. The city of Toronto, parking enforcement, that's police, cannot get organized crime out of the parking enforcement contracts. Cannot. They made a big, huge issue of it around 97, 98. Not a mention of it since, because they cannot do it. It's not possible to separate these things. And they're confusing tow trucks with so tow trucks, the physical vehicle, with the operators, with the companies. That's three things. With chasing wrecks versus transporting vehicles. What if the number of crashes just goes down and there are no more wrecks to chase? You're going to get people to bid and pay for the right to work on a certain section of highway. How about this? Now you have a vested interest. Someone has paid money for the right to collect all the cars that crash on this fucking road. How are you going to stop them from damaging the road or taking down a sign or busting a street light so that you crash more often? You're not going to be able to stop that. And as a government, you would be retarded to put a monetary interest into someone ruining what you're doing. How much more bullshit we got? A lot. If I go offline, these idiots just start spouting and spouting and spouting. They just say the dumbest shit.
From the Rogers.
It's literally I can't like the two cops here and the fucking doctor at the Toronto South Delta Chelsea. Oh, you're not getting you're not getting an HIV test because the only way you can get HIV is blood on blood contact. By the way, that's not true. I said, yeah, that's what I just said. Someone threw blood in my face. I had cuts all over my face. They threw blood. It's blood on blood contact. Yeah, I know. That's why you're not getting a test, because the only way you can get it is blood on blood contact. Yeah, I had blood on blood contact. That's why I wanted the HIV test. It's the same logic. It's like a child molester. You ever see anybody as righteously indignant as a child molester accused? When you know for sure and you accuse them, I won't put up with it. You know how many people are getting hurt in this neighborhood this summer? A whole fucking bunch. And there's buildings in other provinces going to burn down. What you going to do, YouTube? Delete the video? Good. Good. I love it when you do that. I love it when you do that.
60.
I ask why people are shooting up on my mother's block. What does YouTube do? Immediately delete the videos. I'm not allowed to download them even though it's my property. The video itself is my property. You can delete it, but you don't have the right to refuse to let me download it. How do I know? Because your company hosts the ROMs and PROMs for software that you're not allowed to unless you abide by the right to repair. Hold on a second. That's pretty hypocritical. So every time I say something peaceful or anything, those all get deleted. Delete, 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 delete. If I say a whole bunch of horrible racist things right now, this video will be like right next to every fucking video you try to watch.
The NBA, the Raptors were initially scheduled to play the...
I don't give a fuck. So wow, what is all this running on my fucking phone? Jesus Christ, man. Like, I couldn't make up how much weird shit happens with my shit. Could not make this up. An application requires nothing. Fuck off. Backup discontinued. Learn how to back up your phone. No. Why the fuck would I want that? See, the things you people try to do remotely are hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Fuck. Oh, the title of the video? Yeah. White supremacist child molesters. We know. And if you think I'm obsessed, yeah, but you should see these sex offenders and how obsessed they are. So, my only question to those people is, if I don't know who the fuck you are, why are you so obsessed with me? Okay. I better take this off because it's wet. So in the 90s, they came out with a rule in Toronto and also in Hamilton. It's a $200 flat fee for a tow, no matter where they pick you up or where they bring you to. And that's about as much regulation as you can get. These are contracts awarded by the city/police department, depending how you want to look at it. It's the city government, which is who pays the police out here anyway, is the city government. And it's called the Toronto Police Service, but that is a subcontractor. That is a subcontractor to a
city government. You're not the thing is here. The media's been blowing up this story of tow truck associated violence for 2 years now. At the end of 2 years, almost 2 full years. The end of 2019. All this tow truck associated violence you all know about. Really, this is the first mention I've ever heard of it. I'll put it to you this way: you're from an urban area, and you're the type of person to drive a truck, and especially tow trucks, picking up wrecks. That's a different thing. You might come across blood and brains all over the fucking ground, and your job's to take that fucking car away. There's no, you might have to sit there while they're doing this. That's your job. These guys have to be a little bit rough in the fucking head, right? You're going to make them not ever fight ever with each other. So let's see if I get this straight. You could pull these guys' tow truck licenses, the driver's licenses, but instead you're going to regulate the entire industry about guns when guns aren't a part of the industry. I'm getting a little confused. The police raided, we don't get full details of everything, like in a convenient, easy access format, but the police raided some storage yards or some properties or whatever, depending on how you want to look at it, and found $900,000, this close to $1 million in vehicles, plus multiple torched fire truck, tow trucks that have been blown up by fire. That was just at the one location, the one set of raids. I need a metal dish here. What do I got? Cigarettes with a seed. Let's move that seed. You don't like my hat? I'll put the Harvey's hat on, upside down too, because I'm like that. Upside down again. Oh my god, I don't feel good. Yeah, just at this particular moment, my sinuses are all fucked up. Everybody wants to make everybody else sick, and then get mad. Oh, Dolly Parton. Don't hesitate, get the vaccine, blah 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 blah, because she paid $1 million into the research for it. So you knew she was going to get that vaccine no matter what. No matter what was in that needle, she was going to take it. She's rewriting her songs now. I think my boy gave me too much. Well, we're going to find out. No, that's about right. So she was going to take that needle anyway. What's this? She's rewriting one of her classic tunes, so it's don't hesitate, don't hesitate. What's this word, hesitate? If you're black, you have hesitation. Really? He who hesitates, look before you leap. There's he who hesitates is lost, and the inverse to that is look before you leap. What they're telling us, every time we ask questions and say we're not sure what you're talking about, what we do know is you're trying to make us sick over and over. They go, no, that's hesitancy. Oh, you mistrust us because of all the times you tried to kill us in horrible, horrible ways. Horrible ways. Syphilis is a horrible fucking way to die. Syphilis is a horrible way for you to die and a horrible thing for your family to go through. It literally eats holes in your brain. And by the time they detect it that way, it's too late. It's way too late. And it could be fixed with antibiotics. Yes, so we're paranoid. They won't use the word paranoid. You would have to use the word paranoiac, and it's not. You've admitted to doing these horrible things to us and then tell us we're hesitant. How do you know we're hesitant? Because you were already looking at how to convince us to do something. Why are you targeting us? Why are you looking at us to target us and shit? That doesn't even make sense. That doesn't make sense. And it comes back again. Just it's pathology. It's pathological sociopathy, just like a sex offender. Have you ever seen a sex offender that could resist whatever their there's a word for it. There's a word. The types of material that they end up being told they're not allowed to access and when they go to court and shit. You ever seen one of them could resist that? No, because it's a pathology. They can't help themselves. Just like these assholes can't fucking help but try to cover up for the constantly lying cover up. Oh, here's the other thing. I can't count the number of Freudian slips I've heard. The U.S. has enough doses of COVID-19 now to give everybody. The U.S. has enough doses of COVID-19 now to give everybody. Really? They got doses of COVID-19. Really? Really? That's loud as fuck. How come the last fucking week I couldn't hear that? So, I need to smoke a joint. Fuck, man, my sinuses are all fucked up. There's dead people being dragged out of the building. It's not my problem. The police are going up and down to the stairwells. Okay. You think these are people that aren't affected by low oxygen levels, who somehow think they're more intelligent and superior because of it. If your brain doesn't reduce its function at all in a low oxygen environment, you didn't have much function to begin with. You did not. Oh, you're going to get mad when you hear that one. You're going to get mad, but it's okay. It's true. So they're telling us that we have to wear a mask to not make them sick. We have to get over our hesitancy to not make them sick. Let's see if I got this straight. We have 3 times proportionally the number of cases. When have you seen fire, oxygen, and fuel not burn unless there's flame retardants, which cause cancer? You're not allowed to use flame retardants in food, perfume, cigarettes, anything. Well, cigarettes are the only thing. You can't even put flame retardants on normal clothes because they cause cancer. Flame retardants cause cancer. There's no they might, will. If you get exposed enough times to them, you will get cancer. Yeah, remember when everybody thought it was funny to spray fire extinguishers at people for smoking, minding their own business? Yeah, you're literally giving somebody cancer, laughing about it. It's not funny. It's not funny. So they're getting mad at me. If it doesn't pick up, I'll just fucking start over, bro. Okay, well, apparently, Slow-Mo the Chomo, the most pathetic clown in the world, is going to keep letting us know what he doesn't like. That's 3 times in a row, almost, and you see how the fucking thing scatters out. You're dipping them in flame retardant will fix it. All this here is filtering this here, and you burn the mold so it can't hurt you. So government weed is good for you because it has mold in it. Because when you smoke it, the heat from here makes all the spores here release. Yeah, the fire is on the other side of the mold, and it's going to kill. Right, that makes a lot of sense. Same doctors telling you about vaccines. You know what I'm talking about? You're not from Canada. They knew in 1974 marijuana prevents lung cancer. The DEA proved it. The DOT proved that it doesn't make you an unsafe driver. There is no impairment. The only thing they said, and this is very subjective, not objective, oh, you weave side to side more. Really? You sure about that? You've realized you should weave side to side in the lane? You realize you should? Did you know all the crap that builds up on your tires and all the debris in the road? No, you don't know what I'm talking about? You never seen a race? You never seen them racing? They scrub all the... You don't know what I'm talking about. But you're the experts and engineers going to tell us how marijuana does this and that. Okay, so they still have people in Canada convinced that marijuana causes cancer, or that there has to be some type of research by the government done, and then it will be saved. Those are the people above about 40 or 50 years old right now. Right now they'd be above 50, who think they run everything. The rhetoric before was about marijuana. Before that, it was about child molestation and beating children. Before that, oh, right. We had to have all those arguments in public, too. The Toronto police raiding gay clubs because they're repressed homos themselves is what it is. So they're going to beat on all the people that don't hide their homosexuality. Pussy Palace and the bathhouse raids. As for the oak leaf, they didn't want to help me with the security video of the cops beating me up. Now they're out of business. Because the police know once they can tell you to not help somebody or do something and you do it, you're done. You're done. You think your little fucking dormitory fucking rental place was making money. The city government got a master plan. Remember that official master plan. Remember that. Your little fucking dipshit business don't mean shit. I say the same thing about these car rental companies by the hour. They don't want to help with we're going to have a public information campaign. Excuse me, that's not what I said. I said the police are targeting everybody that walks up to these cars claiming that there's a reason for it, and there's not. They're just beating on us because they can. Oh, we're gonna have a public education campaign. Now you've got 8 fucking competitors in this city, and I'm not a customer of yours anymore. Well, you don't want to help. You don't want to help. So all I'm talking about right now is I'm rubbing shit in the faces of all the people that we basically put under for trying to put us under. You need to go away and stop and be quiet. I'm going to get in trouble. Yeah, you will. I'm going to fuck you up. I'm going to fuck you up. It's all good. Remember, the other bags of cigarettes very recently, the cherry kept falling out because it's expanded tobacco. They didn't expand the tobacco. They dipped it in flame retardant this time. I don't have any other explanation for what's happening here. It's only happening at the tip, reliably, and I think here and here, but I can't be sure. I think here. That you think you're smart. We're going to do it to white people. You have to get the vaccine. No side effects. You hear these people on First Nations type radios? What term to use? American Indian radio stations, Navajo Nation. Blah, 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 Navajo. No side effects. How the fuck do you know? There's no way to know you've been sterilized till you never have kids. Mercury is toxic to everything. Everything. Oh, yeah, I was posting up links of things I've been watching. U-864 or 850, whatever Hitler's fucking submarine. The point is 120,000 pounds of mercury in the North Sea. But the mercury in your vaccine is good for you somehow. Okay, what's its purpose? I've never heard a proper explanation. Somehow it makes it more effective. How? Because your same retard ass said putting salt in my naproxen would make it work better. You know what it does? It stops it from working completely. Stops it from working completely. So, oh, but that's not true. It works this way and that way. Okay, how? And then they tell me I'm the same as them. I said, no, I'm black. Oh, no, you're not. Okay, well, how do I have sickle cell? You're not sick at all. You have no symptoms. But we're going to take a sample of all this green shit in the back of your throat. Same people. Same people. We're denied health care at every fucking turn. We're denied health care at every fucking turn, and I'm supposed to care. I'm supposed to be all upset. These white people won't give me what they have. I don't want what you have. So far, every time I've gone to you people for help and gotten the help, it didn't help. And every time I didn't get help, the only scars on me are from medical treatment. Hey, imagine that. They're the ones that I notice anyway. So they're getting mad at me for not getting sick and dying. But everybody in the building dying is trying to make other people sick. Everybody that's been trying to make other people sick is walking around sniffling and snotting. That's not my problem. Oh, I should be talking about more. I gotta look up whatever the fuck these. If those are goji berries over here, and they might be. I don't know what this other tree is with its little red fruits on it. It's not a tomato. It's not cherries. It doesn't appear to be goji. It could be the other wolfberry species, I guess. Because goji apparently is wolfberry. No, it doesn't come from Tibet. Neither does salt. Pink salt from Himalayas. Hey, when's the last time salt water touched the Himalayas? I got the same chunk of salt crystal up on my fucking cupboard here, so it means nothing. It does nothing. It's salt. Wow. Don't worry. I'll be better once I get this in me. I'll be better once I get this in me. So I've been watching videos the last 24 hours. Not the last 24 hours straight, but who cares if I did? And it's funny to see the things that are known and are factual and have been broadcast to the world, that people in the news media will just say the opposite to, no matter what. Mercury is good for you. This is the good kind of mercury, the kind that your body gets rid of the fastest. Hey, there's only one kind of mercury. It's mercury. It's an element. It's an element. Okay, if you add it with other things, it's not going to be easier to get rid of. It's going to be harder to get rid of. It's a cumulative toxin. Toxin means it kills you. Cumulative means it never comes out of you. So there's two things going on there. The level in your body will always go up. It will never come down. And it will cycle through all your organs, destroying them in sequence. It goes through all of them in sequence. Cumulative. There's another word too, but cumulative also, it accumulates in the food chain. Basically, The bigger fish eat the smaller fish. At least that's the presumption. That's another presumption you're wrong on, by the way. You know what eats a shark? It's not a bigger shark. It's guppies. So, did I just piss somebody off? I hope so. But the point is, so that right there fucks up the whole idea that mercury only moves up the food chain. But it has been shown to move up the food chain. It can also move down, obviously, because yeah, if only small things are eaten by bigger things, here's the problem with that. Do you know how many small fish a big fish would have to catch to stay alive? It doesn't work that way. It never works that way. Look at whales. What do they eat? Plankton. And they're filtering it like a filter feeder, like a sponge. The whale should have to eat something. It should have to chase down individual fish one at a time, right? Anyway.
My victim lipsticks, fuck, kitchen sink matters. Niggas now I'm running through the streets of beef like the hamburger with the burner. No food surfing, yeah, still M3G reppin'. Yeah, sitting in the vehicle, lighting on people, taking your proud possession like a reaper. Kneeling with the hammer, call it Tim Tebow, holding on the hammer, call it Home Depot. Everything I'm doing is illegal.
Remember these same First Nations that are telling us to get the vaccine used to call all black people niggers. We're not black, so stop us. You shouldn't say nigger because you're not black, but you're niggers. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm so sick of that. And marijuana is not part of our culture at all. 33,000 years, bitch. So why don't you come tell me again what I am? And I don't. They told me this isn't our flag. It's like, it's the flag I'm flying. So I don't know who the fuck you are. What's that? That's the Micmac flag. Oh, that's not our flag anyway. Well, then fuck off. You're not Micmac then. I don't give a fuck. Why are you telling me this? People will approach me and say the most random shit, telling me how wrong I am about everything. Do they know me off YouTube? Am I super famous for this shit to happen? No. If that was the case, I would accept that. I saw you on the internet and I disagree with you. I would listen to that. I wouldn't necessarily like it or whatever, but I'd listen for, a second because it makes sense. These are just random idiots that don't fucking look up anything ever.
Everything I'm doing is illegal. Kneeling with the hammer, call it Tim Tebow, holding on the hammer.
You're getting mad at me for not being sick of it. I'm gonna fix the airflow problem with $5. I'll show you next time.
Running in my double set up, check me run 9 and 10. MGK wild boy, nigga, we some wild men. About to get alive again. Rifles like the Irishman. Used to come and bench straight, but Charlie was a rider man. Nigga try to hit me for the money, call a fireman, and put my fucking flame up. Go ahead and try it then. For all means, do you. I'm creeping through the field shop for Zulu, cruising in the.
Remember this fat white bitch here 2 years ago was going to do everything possible to get rid of me because she wanted to sell weed and cigarettes, and somehow it's got something to do with me. Right. Her boyfriend's some puppet of a black guy. That's all fine and well. I don't give a fuck. That's your business. But you're treating me this way that I need to listen to because I'm white. Now I need to do what you tell me to because I'm black. Get the fuck out of here. This bitch spraying aerosol cans and shit. The one that was sick all last year, mad that I'm not getting sick. I open my door, yell the word dead. She's instantly on the phone to security about me. Instantly. She's had her door open trying to blow her sickness into the hallway, or she's got half the fucking building sick, but not me. And she's mad at me for it. So I guess if I have a message for you, don't let people convince you that they got the upper hand. Because if they're trying to convince you of that, they don't. And if you're thinking about it more than what they're actually speaking to you, don't fucking ignore them fucking
taking helicopters down with a little laser. And the cannon, I'm holding big and a fucking mega. Yaga, the liquor for the shots to make you stagger. To my little brother, it's like he loves my partners. Real bright boy, baby, God watches. But this empire is nothing like Rosses. These are enemy lines, nobody can cross it. I'm rappers and in a battle with fuck clicks like a bitch's wig diction. Ready gang sick shit. Got me reading the words of my victim lips.
My grapes and my tomatoes are both about 1.5 inches, 2 inches tall.
Streets of beef, like the hamburger with the burner. No food surfing. Yeah, still M3G reppin'. Yeah, sitting in the vehicle, lighting on people, taking your best position like a reaper, kneeling with the hammer. Call it Tim Tebow, holding on the hammer. Call it Home Depot. Everything I'm doing is illegal. Everything I'm doing is illegal. Kneeling with the hammer. Call it Tim Tebow, holding on the hammer. Call it Home Depot.
So this thing about making the library more accessible by eliminating the fees. The first 3 dozen times I ran the story, it's all about black people. They don't want to say that. There's a library right on the corner from Pelham Park. They're going to eliminate that and move it 6 blocks this way in this building they're building now for some fucking reason. Is it closer to other people? No. All they're doing is moving it further away from the poor people. They're not moving it closer to other places. It's not like there's a bunch of kids at that intersection or families or even residential buildings. There's no residential buildings there. Why are you putting the library there? To make it more accessible. What's wrong with it now?
I'm at the bar ordering a Heineken, waiting for the scene to fall back. I was timing him, fronting him a double set of check me run 9 and 10. MGK a wild boy, nigga we some wild men. Brought together life again, rifles like the Irishman. Used to come and bench, but Charlie was a rider man. Nigga try to end me for the money, call a fireman. I put my fucking flame up. Go ahead and.
So when a babbler talks shit about the people that make the sema sticks, I've caught you in every fucking thing you've done. I've caught you every fucking time. I'm the guy telling the truth out here about the product, while you just said the government do whatever it wants and the media say whatever they want. Oh, they're illegal cigarettes, and you let them say that. You let them tell people how much money's laying in these smoke shacks, so they will have an excuse to come up and rob them. You tell them about, you let them go on about buying guns with the, hey, we're doing it to buy guns. You fucking assholes. You use expanded tobacco. That's a carbon dioxide based system. They use carbon dioxide to expand the tobacco, then put it in the tube. So of course it just falls out. While you're smoking, the cherry falls out. You let them tell people that the most common cause of smoke fires is smoking. No, it's not. It's cooking. Because someone who's smoking has the fire in their hand. It's the cooking. You end up leaving it and ignoring it. And I can't tell you how much work General Electric has put into making sure these things here don't set your house on fire. Fridges, stoves, all that shit. The white goods. It's damn near impossible to set your house on fire with an electric stove. And with the gas stove, it would only be marginally easier because it's an open flame. Only marginally easier because it's consuming oxygen. So you have to have failures all over your house before that can happen. And you let them say it's the tobacco. You let them say it causes cancer. I think the gasoline is what makes it addictive and causes the cancer. And the flame retardants we know are in the cigarettes. We know are carcinogens. You can look up the MSDS. Known to be a horribly toxic carcinogen. That's why you can't use them on everything. As for marijuana going out, that's the rolling papers, not the tobacco. And I roll it. If you didn't notice, more at this end from this end and so forth. So it's not the flame. If there is flame retardant, it's not that doing it. It's in the part that I'm throwing out. White people made me do this. White people ain't never made me do nothing. What you call white people don't have royal bloodline, rights to property, nothing. What you call white people, and this is why I can only listen to, I'm pointing at my keyboard here, box. I can only listen to some of this music sometimes. Oh, we're living out the white man's lies. That's actually a pretty good way to put it. But the vast majority of these assholes out here want to tell us bullshit. I'm venting.
By all means, do you? I'm creeping through the field, shot the solo, cruising in the Subaru. Murder gang, crow punch swords and give them bubbles. You lose, tell you what kind of like.
Remember, all Black History Month, all we keep hearing is how black people showed up in Canada one day when white people brought them here, but not as slaves, because Britain never slaved anybody ever. Right, but the Norse were here 1,100 years ago. The Norse were in Africa, so were the Knights Templar. Books were printed the last several thousand years out of Africa, long before white people had a written language. We have the same written language as Egypt. One person wrote a book saying, hey, these are very similar. What an interesting coincidence here. 6 other books come out the next year saying, no, it's not possible. That's not true. We know for a fact it's not true. Okay, so how did these 6 white people know for a fact it's not true? Never saw that part. But all you can find in references online is these 6 white people, they don't call them white, but who else was printing books in North America or Britain at the time? Black people that look like me. I know. Elijah Gray looked like me. His application went in first. They did it first in, last out. That's on purpose. You'd have to be fucking stupid not to know that.
Two shoes. This is junior receipts to the highest shooters to whack.
But I think Bell is a better name for a thing with a bell.
Really out of half time. It's so hard to put a wonder call him Matthew.
You know why your phone bill's so high? Because we keep paying it. You know why we keep paying it? Because we make money off the phone. Yes, that's why we're also
that bitch shows gauges and a couple 45s in it. Catch a couple cases, but I'll beat him if I'm hiding it. In the L spot, nigga, known for the kill shot. Cause I'm the nigga that shot Jack and chill out the hilltop. Too. Real Red Rider Hood was Rider Hood. The song blew her up now. She riding through the hood. And Woody Woodpecker was the fact. Well, Batman got shots and panties up for his pants. Spidey was a swinger. Wolverine is a nigga that's obvious that I ain't got a mention that's a spinner. When I match the shadow.
I want to heckle seed banks. I want to heckle seed banks. Oh, keep it up. Keep it up. I want to heckle seed banks. They fill the jars all the way to the top. They've got seals on them so they're airtight. And they're the type, I've seen candles. The lid goes down and there's a metal thing. Clips down. You usually get candles like that. And they put them on their side. And then they've got the shelves. I don't know if you've seen this. You only need enough space to walk in between 2 of the shelves. All the other racks of shelves, they slide so that there's no space between them. Yeah, you can't have proper airflow like that. I don't see any fans or none of the air duct work in that room. You've got rubber. You've got some type of seals on them that are probably synthetic. I don't believe if you're dumb enough to use a steel wire on dollar store type glass jars that are attempting to be airtight. None of those things go together. You don't fill the jar all the way either. They're attempting to save seeds for thousands of years. Thousands of years. You don't, or in perpetuity, like just forever, no set end date. It's not like, oh, we got to store them for 6 months and then next year we'll plant them all. It's not like there's a the seed banks. They have people all over the place sending them seeds. So that's Switzerland. There's the Agricultural Research Service or whatever under the USDA, the United States federal government, whatever. They've got seeds and I want to say zygotes, but it's not zygotes. They've got the material to make animals and plants, apparently, all sorts of shit. Do they ever send it out to anybody? Nope. You ever get seeds from them? So supposedly in the past they have, is what I've been able to find out on the internet. So there's literally no point if I save up all these seeds and sending them to them because they won't do nothing with them. That'll be helpful. I'd be better off putting them in this stupid egg thing here and throwing it into the lake and letting it drift down the river into the ocean. I bet I could get as far as I want to say Norway, United Kingdom, the North Sea. I think I could end up there. I don't know the exact current pattern. I don't know which way it would go. Everything we dump in the lake ends up going out in the ocean. That is one of the things about a lot of the weird shit we do here. When we do figure out we shouldn't be and we stop, we haven't done as much damage as we might potentially have done. All the salt we dump, it's not good. It destroys all the fucking steel and ironwork. Oh, we'll just replace it. Okay, and then when you do that, the metal you replace it with is more radioactive than what's there. This shit's from the 1800s. They're well before the 1950s, 40s, or whatever. They don't care. The concrete soaks up, the water soaks into the concrete, and then the salt crystals make the concrete explode. They don't care. They won't sweep the garbage out the steps, but they'll dump 10 pounds of salt on it every fucking day. Because they don't care. What do you do when something goes wrong where you live? You call up. You no matter what, they end up telling you have to talk to the landlord. And they have to come up with a receipt to claim for tax purposes to prove they did the work. That's not doing the work. I'm sick of seeing that. I had to argue with somebody I lived with And I didn't argue with the landlord. I'm not. Why would I bother? He's a piece of shit. He's one of these big fat. I've had a few landlords, big fat white guys. I know their hearts kicked out on them years ago, so I'm not worried about it. Refused to replace the gas stove. So somehow he's allowed to do the work himself. I don't know if he was I don't think he was a gas fitter. I think just because he owned the property, somehow there's a loophole he can get away with doing the work himself. He puts soapy water on the pipe. Say, oh look, see, it does not leak. And the person I lived with, oh okay, trying to convince me, therefore it does not leak. So I never said the pipe was leaking. I said every fucking day the last 6 months that stove is leaking. So they call the order. I'm gonna get the order messed up. That's the next thing he does is change the pipe to a new flex hose, but it's not new. It's been hanging out in his basement the last 10 years. Changes it, and I think the gas company at that point turned the gas back on or said that's good enough or whatever. And again, I say the gas line wasn't leaking. That stove is fucking leaking. I can smell the gas coming out of it. We end up buying one because we're selling drugs. I don't know why. Don't ever go into business with somebody where you have to move in with it or move in with people or put anything important in somebody else, where 50% of it's in somebody else's hands, or you don't have complete control, or you can. Snoop Dogg, don't get into nothing that you can't get out of. With the movie Heat, you can't get out of it. 10 seconds flat. But the point is, for $350, we got a new stove, no more gas leak. But for an entire winter, I'm fucking repeating myself that there's a gas leak in this fucking house. No, I don't want to hear it. And by the way, it will damage your sense of smell to the point where you won't smell it no more. And natural gas itself doesn't smell. The chemical they put in, I forget what it's called, the rotten egg smell or whatever. By the way, no one in Canada alive today has ever smelled rotten eggs. Do you know how long an egg has to sit to go rotten? You don't have to refrigerate eggs. No, you don't. I think in my whole life I might have smelled one that was rotten, and that was back in like '87. And I'm not even joking. Oh, so that's how I got damage in my lungs already on top of acute chest syndrome. So it's interesting. My body is constantly healing up from things it's not supposed to be able to. I've had so much damage to my lungs. It's incredible. And now that I understand the proper diagnosis, and now that I have parvovirus 19, B19, my lungs, you breathe in my face, my lungs start bleeding. Right, that's helpful. And the problem is, every time I explain this, and it doesn't matter if it's the person doing it or the cops or whoever, every time I explain this, I'm the one that goes, well, you should do this to me. You should do that. I don't understand. I don't see it. I didn't ask you if you could see it. You people flip the fuck out at me because you thought somebody might spit at you, hit me, throw me against the wall. But when I tell you something that's a medical fact, you don't know, you don't believe. So all these white people know what sickle cell is. It's the black people they don't want to tell. You won't hear about it in school. You will not be taught about sickle cell in school. So where was that first taught? We were so little. I don't know, this is so long ago. It had to be like 1989 or 1990. And I just remember being told about it by two black kids I was talking to. And I don't remember their names or where we were. It had to be my neighbors or something. It had to be school or neighbors or something. It did not come from the teachers. They won't tell us any of this. That they don't want anybody. They don't want the people it could affect to know. They want the racists to know. But every single one of these people fucking argues with me and tries to. I get people walk up to me telling me what I'm not. But it's like, I've never spoken to you before, so I don't know why you're telling me what I'm not. So I'm supposed to come up with what I am, right? Every single one of these people has tried to test and breathed into my face. Like, it's funny. Like, I'm standing there going, as soon as you breathe, you put your face in front of mine, and that's what I'm doing, right? Just like I can't see unless I look like you like this. I have people nonstop trying to cough and spit in my face. This is well before coronavirus. So what's funny to me is now that this happens and I don't get sick. Look at me, I don't get sick. This has been happening for years already. A whole bunch of these idiots now, they think they could pass it out. Oh, he's afraid of COVID. Nope. Or so what? I don't have COVID. So what? I'm wearing a mask. They think that they're going to speak loud enough that everybody around is going, oh, he's flipping out about COVID. No. You racist pieces of shit keep trying to kill me with things I've already told you will kill me or anybody with the condition I have. All the black corrections officers know what the fuck sickle cell is. They're telling me it's the lead. I forget how she phrased, but I think she said the leading cause of death among African Americans, or so. I would have to look up. I don't even know the fucking statistic. Race-based data. We're not going to collect race-based. No race-based data. That would be racist. I tell someone that claims McBack heritage to be about sickle cell testing. Oh, that sounds racist because it sounds like you're saying test all the black babies. It's like I just said test all the babies. And inadvertently, you would find out all the ones that would be black under the old Jim Crow type laws. But aside from that, you could help them if this is a society with medical care. You could prevent them from dying. Well, that sounds racist. These are the responses I get. You know, the real responses people say to me while they're claiming to be my bloods. So somewhere along the way, people told me, and this started from when I was real little. And this has to do with royal bloodlines and being mixed blood and all sorts of things, original bloodlines in Canada and all this shit. There's going to be people that are going to try to make you forget who your friends and your family are. They're going to pretend that they are your friends and family. I'm paraphrasing. I couldn't even tell you all the people that told me these little things here and there. I'm not related to any of these people telling me they're related to me. Any of them. In fact, I think that encompasses all of it. The white people telling me how things are, I'm not white, so I don't want to hear it. Well, wherever the white blood came from in my life, it's so many generations ago. It's not some recent thing that you can fuck with. Like the politics of the 19th century come after the white blood in my family. So we don't fucking give a fuck about you. You're not us. I don't give a fuck about white girls claiming they have a hard time raising a half black baby or something. I don't give a fuck because it's not on our level. It's not even close. We own shit. Countries. We made the ocean move back. We went to the other side of the fucking planet and took land here, there, and everywhere that we still run without forcing people to abide. Go tell an Afro-Dutch person. Go tell an Afro-Dutch person they're not really Dutch. They'll laugh at you. Keep it up. Keep it up, Chomo. 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 Up and down the slow-mo, Chomo. Keep it up, Chomo. Keep it up, Chomo. Keep it up, Chomo. Go tell an Afro-Dutch person they're not Dutch. Keep it up. Your finger keeps slipping because you're trying to presume what I'm about to say or do, bro. Keep it up. Keep it up. You're getting very pissed off. Oh, 156.